Welcome to day 2 of your intensive yoga meditation for beginners, and we are going to start today with a standing practice. So if you'd like to get yourself into standing practice with your feet facing forward, so the feet are hip width apart, feet facing forward, so the outside edges of the feet are parallel. And today's lesson is on relax. And primarily we have to learn to relax first the physical body, for without the physical body being relaxed, there can be no ease of the mind with which to go within in meditation. So we're starting by allowing the body to relax. So we're going to start with our breath practice that we did yesterday, which is to breathe in, raise up through the arms, press down through the feet, bring the tips of the fingers together, pushing down with the feet, easing in with the sides of the ribs to get this lengthening through the body, breathing out, stretching through the fingertips as if they were your wingtips. Breathing in to lift and breathing out, separating the fingers, bringing the arms down. Once more, breathing in, full breath. Hold at the top, face the palms down, breathing out, full breath out. So marrying the movement with the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Taking the feet hip width apart, the feet are still facing forward. We're moving into the hips, circling into the hips. We're going to try and get some ease into the hips, which helps with sitting. So going in one direction and the other as you bring the two sit bones back, the two headlights of the hips forward, and then rotating in the opposite direction. Bring the feet closer together again, and we're going to roll through the footprint of one foot, place the foot down, make sure you've got stability through that leg before you lift through the other leg, opening to the side and push through the heel. So we're in a balance. Breathing in to lift through the opposite arm and breathing out to come back down, bring the knee to the front, place it back down on the floor. Rolling through the footprint, so of the opposite foot, making sure you've got a contact with the ground, stability through the four corners of that foot, up into the stability of the hip, so the hip's not collapsed, it is strong. Breathing in to lift, open, push through the heel of the foot, breathing in to lift through the opposite arm, and breathing out to bring the arm down, knee to the front, and down. Let's continue with our yoga breath. Breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out, spread. Step the feet hip width apart again, feet facing forward, breathing in, lift. This time I've got a wide triangle base, pressing down through the outside edges of the feet, lifting up through the arms, and lifting through the back of the scruff of the back of the neck, lifting towards the ceiling and breathing out to come back down. Palms on either side of the thighs. And again, maintaining this wide base mountain pose, pressing down through the feet, up through the head. Shoulder blades roll down the back, away from the head and the neck, creating space. And we're going to hold for a couple of breaths. So the breath in is to push down through the feet, breath out, lift up through the head. Breath in, push down through the feet. That has a response in the body that lifts up, 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 lifts up through the rib cage. Shoulder blades move down the back, lifting up through the crown of the head as you breathe out. Then placing one hand in each elbow, and we're coming back into our forward fold that we did yesterday with a wide leg stance, as we just bend the knees, roll forward, And allow the hands to hang, taking the body from one side to the other, loosening off the spine from the waist as you take the body from one side to the other. Allow the crown of the head to point toward the floor, so you're not looking forward, you're looking between the legs. And then bend the knees, back of the hands together, uncurling, rolling the body up, taking the hands overhead and breathing out. Okay, stepping the feet together. We're just going to shake out again as we did yesterday, allowing all the tension to fall off the body, off the shoulders and arms, falling off the legs, taking the foot in front, taking the foot to the side, taking the foot behind the body and back round to the front, swapping over as you rock the, shaking the tension off the arms, the hands, take the leg to the side, to behind and back in front and placing the foot back down. Okay, we're going to shake up the body and shaking out into a loose forward bend. Keep the knees bent as you shake up the body and into a loose forward bend, coming forward. Last time, breathing in to come up and breathing out to come back down. And then just rolling up, take the shoulder blades away from the ears, bring the hands beside the body, and we're going to come into sitting. So I'm sitting again on my cushion. I find it's most conducive to the support of keeping the spine upright. So in today's session, I want to kind of continue from where we were yesterday. We were looking at that upright spine that sits securely on the two sit bones. And today's session is about relax. So how can you allow the body to be relaxed but at the same time alert? So the body is upright, maintaining its posture for meditation, but it is without losing your inward focus to have an upright spine and at the same time have a calmness. I want to come to the words of Patanjali, who wrote the Yoga Sutras, and he has said that yoga is chitta, vritti, nirodha. So chitta is feeling, mental fluctuation feeling, vritti is fluctuation, and nirodha is the yogic word. It means control, it means regulation, it means in some cases letting go of, maybe it's attachment that's causing the feeling, letting go. Sometimes it means assimilation, so it's absorbing that which is causing the issue, so that you're no longer being drawn to one fluctuation or another. We have 3 states of being for the ego self, and these are either excitable happiness, you know, in relation to something that's going on in the drama of your life, the story of your life, or it's deep unhappiness or moroseness, again in response to something that's going on, a reaction to something that's going on in the world, in your own relationship to it. Or in the middle there is a kind of flat line boredom, right? So it's either high, low, or a kind of nothing in the middle, but those are all the ego fluctuations. And even the boredom state is a fluctuation, because you're seemingly at like a will of the wisp, subject to each one of those changes coming in and out without you really seeming to have any conscious control over it. It just it's being reactionary to whatever life throws you. Well, yoga teaches us to maintain a calmness, an equilibrium, which is beyond any of that ego nonsense, any of that ego fluctuation. Because the natural state of the pseudo-self, the ego, is restlessness. But the natural state of your true nature, your true self as the soul, which resides as a little spark in the heart, the true state of the soul self is happiness just for its own sake. Not because of anything that's happening in the external world or anything that's happening in the body. In fact, it can be quite at odds with what is happening as an external, that it becomes a very internalised thing. Very beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start with a breath practice today. Yesterday we did belly breathing. We're going to do a variation on that today, which is that we place one hand on the belly and the back of the opposite hand behind on the sacrum. So we're working on sacral chakra today, which is to do with moods and fluctuations at times, emotional feelings. But we're going to bring a calmness into that at the moment with our breath practice. So if you can, first of all, just breathe out, take a deep breath in, breathe out. And then we're going to breathe in into the hand that's on the belly, breathing in, inflate the belly. And then as you breathe out, gently push with the hand on the belly and squeeze the air out of the body to meet the hand on the back. I know there's viscera and stuff in the middle and possibly more belly than you would like to imagine, but but the suggestion is to ease back, to tuck back toward the spine. So it's breathing into the belly and breathing out, ease back toward the spine. And we're incorporating a count today. So I'd like you to first of all breathe in for a count of 4 into the belly and breathe out for a count of 4 as the hand on the belly flattens against the hand behind. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and then breathing out as you count 4, easing the 2 hands together. This has a way of not only calming the organs inside the body, but it creates some height, some lengthening up through the spine. So breathing in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4. I'd like you to feel with the hand that is resting on the small of the back, the sacrum, feel that there is this beautiful spine and that you're sitting upright. Breathing in for a count of 4 into the belly, push the breath down into the belly. And breathing out, settling the belly back against the inner spine, feeling that uprightness of the spine so that it rises like the lotus from the base of the spine. The stem of the lotus rises up through the lake to open above the head into that beautiful lotus of light. But we're just working on the breathing at the moment, calming any waves of fluctuation. So breathing into the belly, bringing calm for a count of 4. And breathing out for a count of 4. Flatten the hand on the belly against the inner spine. Another couple of breaths. And then we're going to swap over hands, whichever one is on front. We'll swap them over, so the one is behind and one in front. And we're going to continue with that. But notice that that you are still upright, that you haven't twisted round. The shoulder has moved behind to accommodate. One hand on the belly, breathing out. Breathing into the belly. And breathing out, easing back against the inner spine. So the space between the two hands becomes less. If you're finding that your breath has become quite easy at breathing in and out for 4, then try and incorporate a pause before you breathe out. And then breathe out for 4. Squeezing the belly back against the inner spine. Noticing that the hand that is on the back of the body is in contact with the spine, and appreciating the fact that inside this physical spine, mapped within it is the astral spine as a column of light that arises from the tailbone all the way up to that lotus of light above the head. So breathing in another 2 breaths, breathing into the belly, a full breath, having a pause, and breathing out. Last breath. Making this one the one where you hone your attention the most, to bring your attention into it, to sharp focus. And then just bring the hands to rest. I want to talk a little bit about the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana, the sacral chakra. If I can come back again to my visual aid of yesterday, and I'm going to bring it quite a bit closer so that you can see that we've got a little depiction here of the Swadhisthana chakra, and it has 6 petals. Now, each of the chakras have got petals or radiations of light. They're not really strictly petals, they're radiations of light that when you align them to the crown chakra, then you are no longer feeling out into the world through your little feelers of light, that you are connecting upward into your, in a very internalized state, up into your lotus of light. So each one of the petals are one of this 72,000 nadis or energy lines of light within the astral body. And in a perfected being, they are channeled upward. So they're no longer outwardly focused into the external world, or through what is happening through our senses of the body, through the sense of touch, taste, smell, hearing, sight, but become very inwardly focused up through the spine and into that lotus of light. So Swadhisthana is about our holding on to attachment to one of the, what I like to call the 6 deadly sins. And the 6 deadly sins are deceit, envy, lust, hate, anger, and the last one's just slipped out of my brain. It'll come back to me in a second. This is what happens when you get one of your senior moments at times. Pride is the last one. So I shall not be prideful of this or proud of this. So that you are at any times being drawn off your equilibrium, your centre, by any one of those surging emotional states, it's because of attachment to an outcome in the external world. So through yoga we learn to let go of those attachments. So today we're working with the Swadhisthana chakra. Has sorry, I lost you there. The Swadhisthana chakra is related to the water element, and also to experiences that you had between the ages of 7 and 14. Well, strictly for women, it's between the ages of 6 and 12. But any experiences that you had that were pivotal on your development, related to things that you held on to, experiences that then you allowed to colour how you experienced the world. If you didn't hold on to any emotional reactions or situations, scenarios, attachments, if you didn't hold on to anything, then it wouldn't have any power over you. But it's when you allow them, those situations, to then colour and have power over how you live your life, that is that then it becomes an issue. And we're learning to let go of that today. So the water element is to do with the sacral chakra, this bowl of the hips that contains all this viscera. The element is water. So in our meditation today, we're working with that water element and the sacral chakra. Yesterday we worked with grounding and earthing to get that stability. The stability with which to become so calm that you're fearless to deal with all the other stuff that comes. And we worked with the ring finger yesterday, which is the earth element. We're moving into the little finger today, which is the water element. And either you have a choice of mudra today, whether you join your thumbs to your little finger, and I know that can be a little bit awkward for some people, or the other thing that you can do is to wrap, as we did yesterday, wrap the little finger and have the thumb of the opposite hand in the centre of the palm. So I'm going to give you a choice today whether you want to touch pinkies together with the thumb. The thumb represents the higher self, the soul self. So we are having mastery over the water element by touching or by wrapping the thumb in the centre of the hand, taking control. So it's up to you whichever one you choose to do. And I'll just get you to, first of all, make sure that you're upright, tipping the body forward, to the left, to the right. Make sure you're happy in your upright position. Make the shoulder blades lift, come down the back, and then allow the arms to relax. And the whole point of our session today is to master relaxing the body. That means for our 10-minute meditation just now, that you resist any urge to move the body. Any urge to move it is actually the ego self. Because if you're not moving around, it ceases to have any messages of stimulation, and it makes you want to, it sends out thoughts or bodily sensations that make you want to move. So see if you can master that for 10 minutes, as much as you can, so that we don't have waves of restlessness moving through the body, the nerves of the body, stimulating the brain. Allow that all to just fall away. So in our upright spine, take a deep breath in. Tense the whole body first of all, and breathing out, relax the body. Once more, breathing in, tense the whole body. Breathing out, relax. Breathing in, tense the whole body. Breathing out, relax. And then assuming your mudra with the pinky, either touching thumb to pinky, creating dominance over the sacral chakra, or by wrapping, whichever is the chosen method for you, whichever is comfortable. And then gently closing the eyes. I'd like you to take your awareness to your upright spine and visualize it as a shaft of light moving from the tailbone up through the neck to the centre of the head, to that lotus of light above the head. Visualize your lotus of light is bathing in spiritual sunlight, that each of the petals are opening like a flower in the sunlight will open its petals to drink in spiritual sunlight. Allowing that spiritual sunlight to flow down into the head, into the neck, into the heart, into the navel, and down into the root of the Svadhisthana chakra, which is in the sacrum area of the spine. So its central area is in the spine itself. And allowing that spiritual sunlight to flow down into this area, visualizing each one of the 6 petals being infused with spiritual sunlight. Trusting and allowing the petals to open. Bringing your attention to the rhythmic, quiet nature of the breath. Just observing the body breath. And visualizing that you're standing on a beach. There is the gentle rhythm of the waves on the sand. And observing that your breath is in control of the waves. So that as you breathe out, the waves move towards you up the sand. And as you breathe in, the waves move back into the sea. As you breathe out, the waves move towards you. And as you breathe out, the waves roll back into the sea. Breathing in, the waves, the calming waves move towards you. And breathing out, rolling into the body of the sea. Breathing in, waves towards you. Breathing out, letting go into the body of the sea. Breathing out, waves move towards you. Breathing in to the body of the sea. Breathing out, waves upon the sand. Breathing in to the body of the sea. Breathing in rhythm with the waves of the sea. As you breathe out, the waves move up the sand. And as you breathe in, the waves return to the body of the sea. You, the little wave, becomes calm in the body of that great ocean of consciousness. Breathing in to the body of the sea, breathing out waves upon the sand. Breathing in to the body of the sea, breathing out waves upon the sand. Breathing into the security of oceanic consciousness, and breathing out, letting go of the old, shedding the old, waves upon the sand. Breathing in to the body of the sea, and breathing out, waves taking away all that is old, tired attachments. Breathing into that motherly security of oceanic consciousness, and breathing out, waves taking away all that is old and tired. Breathing into the body of oceanic consciousness, and breathing out, letting go of the old. Breathing into your oceanic vastness, and breathing out, letting go in all directions. I will no longer be limited by the conventions of the ego. I am expansive. I am eternal. I am no longer limited by the ego. I am the expansive, eternal soul. I am no longer limited by the ego. I am the expansive, eternal soul. Breathing into the body of the sea, and breathing out waves upon the sand. Noticing that from your viewpoint, whether you're in the sea or on the sand, and then just allowing your visualization of the sea to recede. Notice that you are in a physically breathing body, and notice your state of calm. Calm in the mind, calm in the belly. And we'll start to breathe a little bit more deeply, breathing in and out. Release your mudra of the fingers, whichever one you chose. Starting to make stars and fists with the hands, breathing in a little bit more deeply, breathing in, stretching upwards, and breathing out, spreading through the fingers. Rubbing the hands together to create a warmth in the hands, creating prana, life force, generating a great ball of light between the hands, cupping them over the closed eyes. Blinking open the eyes once more, nourishing the optic nerves into the brain, patting on the face, coming back into wakefulness of the conscious mind, and try and allow your calmness today to be the vehicle from which you move from one task to the other. Try and maintain your calm. Bring your hands together toward the heart. Namaste. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 3 of our intensive yogic meditation course. If you would like to find out a little bit more about mastering those 6 deadly sins, in my second book, Divine Meditations of the Spiritual Qualities of the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about one of the qualities of the Bhagavad Gita, which are things like peace, harmony, cheerfulness, radiance of character, all of these things as a way of counterposing the negative. Then it's out in Mantra Books on Amazon. So I'll see you tomorrow, and today, session 3 tomorrow is working on the moving up into the navel, which is releasing even more ego attachment. So have a wonderful day, lovely people, and I'll see you tomorrow.